October 5th. For you, it may be just October 5th. For my son and I, it's a reminder that it would have been Grandma's birthday, my mom. It was always celebrated, even though she never wanted a fuss. I made sure she had a fuss. I remember on her, I think it was her 60th birthday. I don't know why 65 comes to mind, but I'm pretty sure it was her 60th birthday. And I made her a surprise party at her house. But of course it was easy because she loved to work. I just hoped and prayed she wouldn't take overtime that day. So I invited her family from Canada. All our family was from Canada. Family from New Jersey. I'm trying to think how far. Mostly everyone was from Canada. Her friends from here, her friends from work, her very close friends, everybody who was important to her. And it was a lot of work. But luckily, she worked a lot. Though sometimes she did come home on lunch break to go to the bathroom. Yes, she did. When you have stomach problems, sometimes you got to go home to go to the bathroom. I was hoping this was not one of those days, because while she was at work, the minute she went to work, I ran over with all the kiddies, meaning my children. Little kids everywhere, trying to decorate. I had made everything at home, all the food. I mean, back then, I don't know if I was between husbands or still married to the first guy. I don't know. But anyhow, if I was with the first guy, I could have catered it. I could afford it. But even in good times, we were by no means rich, but we had money in the bank. We helped people any chance we had. And we could have catered her party. But nope, that wasn't me. Why spend money that you could keep for a rainy day? So I made all her special things that she liked. Oh my gosh, there was a whole table full of sweets in the living room. I put all kinds of stuff, all her favorites, everything. And people knew when I made parties, they came because the food was out of this world. I'm not bragging. I just love to cook and bake. And that's why it hurts me now, that because of this disease I have, or whatever you may call it, I can't do all that fun stuff that I'd like to share with you. But I made these special things from our nationality. They're so impossible to make, my gosh, but I did. Except the one thing I've never tackled. It's called P.O.Box. Never, ever, ever. I probably could ask someone to bring it, but I didn't want to bother. It's a 2-day job to make these out-of-this-world delicious things. Oh my gosh. And now with this, I regret not tackling it before, because the way I feel now, there's no way I could do a 2-day job of making something that's so out of this world. But I made her a thing called a klinger, which every birthday or christening or baby's birth or baby shower, whatever you made, it was yeast dough. Yeast and I do not agree, but it turned out, and it's in the shape of a number 8, and it's really big. It's the size of a big cookie sheet, and that was they say it's called a klinger. Yes, and of course I got her a cake. I did get her a cake from a bakery, a beautiful cake. We used to have a bakery, I can't think of the name. They made the best cakes with whipped cream frosting. Oh my gosh, every christening, every whatever we had, we always ordered. Oh, well, communion, first communion, trying to think things to do with church. Just everything that was special. We had one of their cakes until they closed down. Everyone knew that bakery, but the name just, I don't remember. And I also bought her, it had to be in my first marriage, I bought her a beautiful diamond ring with a bunch of diamond stones everywhere. And her ring was tiny, like microscopic, sort of like the sort of ring I got from, well, let's not talk about him. But anyhow, her diamond had fallen out, and she was always wearing it. And then, I don't know, I think she had taken it off and was just wearing her tiny wedding band. It was so tiny you could barely see it. And I always thought she should get a beautiful ring, but she wasn't into rings and all that. But I thought, she deserves it. So I got her that for her birthday because I knew she would never buy it. I knew her husband wouldn't buy it. And I wanted her to have it. I wanted her to have something beautiful. As beautiful as she was, to take me to raise. As I did not grow under her heart, I grew in her heart. Just like one of my daughters did not grow under my heart, she grew in my heart. The difference was I was able to adopt my daughter. She was not able to adopt me. We won't go into that story either. But anyhow, I made that birthday. We always came on her birthday, and she always said, "Oh no, don't do any fuss." And we would she liked this place called DeBella Sub, I think. We got her that sometime, or she likes Subway, the Italian BM. No, I don't know, PM, not bowel movement. Italian BL, no, just Italian Sub. Got that, whatever her favorite. But I still made a lot of food, but I always brought her something of her favorite. And then we had gifts. Each of the kids got a gift and all. And she never fussed, and she says, "Oh, why do you do this? You shouldn't do it." But we did. She deserved it. She never went out to the movies. She hardly ever went out. They only went to this one couple's house, and they all drank. I hated it. It was there. I'd fall asleep, and they'd be out. Well, no, she didn't drink. Her husband drank, and another husband, and two wives just talked, and it's a miracle I'm still alive because he drove home drunk. Back then, that's what people did. But anyhow, her life was her work, and then there was I. But I always wanted to make it special, and special it was. They came, they spent the weekend. I think I made the party on pretty sure it was Friday. Yeah, it had to be Friday. Would have made it in the middle of the week so people could come, and some had to spend the night at my place, some at hers. She had a very small house. Well, not very small, just a lot smaller than mine. So everyone was there, and when she walked in, I remember she had on a skirt with a blouse and a blazer, and when we walked in, she couldn't even talk. She just like shocked, total shock. She never thought that something like this would happen. So I felt good. I was able to pull it off. Maybe the kids were young enough that I don't remember how many kids I had at the time, but I think they were young enough that they weren't, talking yet, where they could tell her, or I didn't tell them till the day we were going. I don't remember. But anyhow, it was so much fun. A lot of work. How I did it with kids, little kids, I don't know, but I did it all. And then, when they got to the living room and we're, eating all the sweets. Oh my God, a whole long table of sweets. The stuff I made, oh my God, I wish I took pictures. I could have showed you guys all kinds of delicious things. It was just beautiful. So while she was visiting with all her guests and her family from Toronto and New Jersey, I started cleaning up for her. She had her house built, and she had a spot in there for a dishwasher and never got a dishwasher. And I was thinking, maybe I should get her a dishwasher, but I thought, you know what? She's never going to use it. I know her. Like me, I love to wash dishes. Well, not anymore because I can't stand up long enough. If I only had a stool, I could wash dishes. But she loved to wash dishes, and I thought the dishwasher she probably wouldn't use. So she had a little cabinet she bought from a garage sale she put in the spot where the dishwasher should be. So I decided on the ring, even though I figured she'd say, which she did, bring it back, blah, blah, blah. And no, I didn't. I said, you're going to have it, you deserve it. And shame on her husband for not getting her a new ring, or at least replacing the stone. I was thinking of replacing the stone, but I wanted this to be something special from us. Definitely this was during my first marriage, because between husbands I would have not had the money, and after the next guy, well, let's not talk about him. So anyhow, I did that. And then through the years, 65, milestone parties, I made them bigger, and didn't necessarily invite, all those people from out of town, but her friends from here and all, and always made her day special. Asked her to take the day off, but she wouldn't, unless it, was on a Saturday, Sunday, and then she was there, but she'd ask for overtime on the weekends too. She loved her job, and that's okay. If that's what made her happy, that's what made her happy. And even when she sadly had to go in the nursing home because she broke her hip, and I had told her, stop waiting on your husband. Something's going to happen. You're going to break your hip. So don't put stuff out there in the universe, because guess what? It does happen. And it didn't happen right away, but it did happen. And, I was so upset. I mean, I didn't yell at her, but Oh, it's like, and then she was so scared to get surgery. She was afraid to be put to sleep. I picked up a friend of mine. They called me. It happened pretty late. They called me and, trying to think, when was it? Well, it was during the second marriage. So I went late at night, and the hospital's not in a good area now. It's in a worse area. I mean, the same area, but it's just not safe. I called a friend, and I knew she didn't sleep well like me, and so I said, can I pick you up? My mom's in the hospital. She came with me. She talked to her so nice, and I did, and she tried to reassure her as I did, and she was so scared. And, ooh, I wanted to tell her, but of course I wouldn't tell her. You shouldn't have waited on him. That's how it happened. But, then after that, she had to go to rehab, and, she was very frail at that point. I think maybe she already had some the Parkinson's was happening, and that's why she was getting weaker, but, I wish she diagnosed, I don't know, but anyhow, she had to go, to rehab after her hip surgery, and usually you can, not usually, it's either you go outpatient or inpatient, either you go back and forth every day, or you go there, and I thought, well, I asked her, and of course she wanted to go back and forth, but there was no way I could do it. I mean, I said I would if I could, but I had, at that time, kids of all different buses, different, school levels and all that, and I just, I had nobody to help me. So it was just, me. So they decided it's better for her to go into, like, the nursing home and rehab there. It's right there and everything. So she didn't mind, it was okay. But the thing was, I never had any idea, and this is a word to the wise is sufficient. Is that the saying? I don't know. If you have a loved one and you have a choice of doing rehab from breaking I don't know, a hip, a shoulder, a knee, whatever, when you're elderly, do it outpatient, because once you do it inpatient, it's very hard to get them out unless, you don't have other kids and all that. But when she was done, they probably assessed her, and, she talked about, she has to get a home to take care of her husband, and there was probably the nail in the what. And they didn't feel, she was getting old and frail, that she should do that. And then I tried to get her out. I tried, and they wouldn't let me. And they said, you have too much on your plate. I says, I'm Superwoman. I can handle it all. I think I had maybe a toddler and a baby. I don't remember. But I had my hands full somehow, according to them. I said, but I could do it. And they said, no. And that was that. And she cried and cried, and I cried with her. And I couldn't get her out. And it broke my heart to this day. It just kills me. But anyhow, do the rehab as outpatient. Whatever you gotta do, turn your world upside down. Well, I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm just sharing my experience. So anyhow, when she was in her final nursing home, which actually was the one I worked at when I was 15 years old, it was supposed to be the best, but boy, did it change. It was the worst out of all of them. But it was right by her house, so I took her a lot of times to her house, brought her there, and so on and so forth. But it wasn't the best. And she had her what birthday was it? I think 85th birthday. Not knowing, of course, we can't see in the future, but it was almost a month before she passed away. So I wanted to make, and I had a lot of arguing with the nursing home, because they just made everything difficult in that place. But they had a room where you could have a party in or whatever, but they just didn't want to. I don't know what. You did all the work, so I don't know what their problem was, but I wasn't going to give up. I was going to give her a surprise party for her 85th birthday. And there was this, well, he said he was a nurse, but he lied. He was just a tech. I don't know if he's even a tech. I don't know what he was. But he was like schmoozing her. I don't know why he thought she had money, because she didn't. She was in debt up to her head. Not trying to talk bad about her, but just for the story. So I had found out later that she had given him her house key, and he went in, and I don't know, did she have money there that I didn't know about? I don't know, but he stole, I guess. I didn't hear about that till way after. But she kept asking about him. Where is he? Where is he? I called and invited him to the party, because he'd give me his phone number. He was kind of like hitting on me. I don't know why, but he was. And I'm like, I'm married. Famous last words. I'm married. Have to do a whole vlog on that one. But anyhow, so I called him, and he said he has plans. I said, you have plans? You always told her she's your favorite patient, and I'm sure he told everyone that, but I said she really would like you there, and he wouldn't come. So they, a couple of my sons rolled her with one of those chairs, that you sleep in, sit in, whatever, and I'm in front videotaping it all. Oh, I would have to go through all my memory cards. I would love to show you guys. I don't know if I'll ever have the time to go through them all. And actually, no, I think I always had an Android phone. I don't know. I was going to say, could I even see them? But anyhow, I'd probably never find it. But oh, it's beautiful. So I'm videotaping everything, and I got the kids, all the kids, and all that. And my son promised to make sauerkraut, but what did he do? Bought some cans of sauerkraut. Bought this 3 thing that warms stuff up. Put sauerkraut in one, and I forgot probably some food I made in the other. And I'm like, I said to make it, not to just get a can and open it. Good Lord. I could have made the sauerkraut, but that's not here or there. Everyone was there, all her friends and everything, and she was crying and crying and crying. And I'm like, please don't cry. And they weren't tears of happiness, just she, remind her where she is and all that. And I know it's just my way of trying to make it up to her that, I couldn't get her out of there. I didn't have money for a lawyer to help us. But anyhow, the first thing out of her mouth is, where is, I don't even want to say the guy's name. He makes me so sick. But, I asked some of the nurses to come that were, special nurses, nice nurses, and they came and all. And, she had a good time, and I ordered all kinds of flowers, settings, and, whatever I could do, whatever I was able to do. One of the people I had worked for private duty, they found out about this and helped me out a little with the, like the stuff like flowers, things that I couldn't afford. But otherwise, I made all the food, brought it over, had to clean up. Oh my God, but it was so worth it. So worth it. But about less than a month and a week later, she passed away. So I was very happy I was able to give her that party. Everyone had a good time. She got to talk to her friends, all of them, and I went around and I actually did a video that I was going to give to her, but it would take a while till I got it all together. But she died. Oh, I should have put that video in a special spot. It would have been so nice to show you guys. But anyhow, I feel good that the last thing I did for her was something beautiful, and I'll put up the picture. I don't know if I put it on the community page. I'll let you know what it is. A picture. I gave her a picture of me and the kids in this frame picture. I think we got Big Lots. And you could, we talked each of us into it. And then I gave her another one of just me. And I'll put that up. The one with the kids I don't think I have in this memory card. But I don't know if I could find it. But, she had a really good time. And I'm happy I did it. But I hope I said October 5th, not April. I don't know why April came to my mind. But anyhow, after she first died, every year we went to the cemetery on her birthday. And then the kids met me there after the first year. And then one other time, but that was it. And there were only 2 kids and a wife, someone's wife. But Polly and I always went every year on her birthday and on the day she died. And oh yeah, at the funeral, one of the nurses, the kindest young sweet nurse, I think she was from India, the kindest person, she cried and cried and cried, and I almost think she knew something and wanted to tell me. But God, she was so heartbroken. And my cousin was there from Canada, and he offered to bring her back. She had to go to work, and gosh, he was so kind and helping. And everyone was I think my oldest son drove my car, my van, I don't know, whatever I had at the time. Everyone, my kids all, took care of me, made sure I was okay. And of course I was all shooken up and everything. And then my son, the one, I don't have a favorite son, but we happened to be the closest. He lived right down the road. That was his first house he bought that I picked out for him. He asked me to help him pick a house. And then he said, it was between 2. He says, Mom, which house? And I said, that one. I said, don't ever sell such a nice house in a good area that he could rent out if he needed to, which he's doing now, I guess. I don't know. But anyhow, he had a beautiful house, and, he did he did some stuff, and everyone brought something, and a couple of my friends came when you were and brought stuff, and I brought stuff, and oh yeah, at the party at the hospital, my son, because he's so busy all the time, he got a bunch of big things of coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. I don't even know. It's in a container and you pour it. I don't know. I don't know anything about coffee. I don't drink coffee. But whatever he did besides the can of sauerkraut, it was so funny. You know, he just bought stuff ready-made, which is fine. You know, he had the means to do it. I just did what I could homemade. Anyhow, the after party after a funeral, I hate that. I hate that. You know, you're all there and it feels like someone's missing, and ugh, it was awful. It was so hard for me. I just was crying and crying, but you know, we gave her a good farewell, and she did not want to be cremated, so I made sure she was able to be buried. But to this day, I've asked my kids if they could all pitch in so we could get her a headstone, and to this day, she's been gone quite a while. What is it? I don't know. I don't want to know. A long time. Still no headstone, which rips my heart apart, but I can't afford it. But now with my car, it is way in the city. It's in a very famous cemetery. We can't get there. There's no way we can get there. I can't risk the car breaking down, and it's not in a good area. I mean, it was a good area when we buried her, but now it isn't. It's very, very famous. It's been on the news a lot. It's a beautiful cemetery. It cost a lot more than the Catholic cemetery, which one of my friends says, "Oh, you didn't put her in a Catholic cemetery." Well, no, because thank God I didn't. Because I was still able to visit her. If it was way that far, I just wouldn't have made it anyhow. It's very far. But that's why I wanted it here, but it costs more. My son paid for the cemetery, helped pay for things. So I was very grateful to him, but that was prior to him having a boss, so to say, boss in quotes. But he was very helpful to me and just said, pick out what you want, what you want to put in the paper, and this was a son who in high school he'd come up and give me a hug and kiss in front of his friends. He didn't care. He didn't get embarrassed. And usually teenagers don't do that. But I was so thankful for him. And I miss him and my granddaughter so very much. And I don't even think I'll tell that story. It hurts too much. It has nothing to do with him or my granddaughter. You can just imagine who it has to do with. But anyhow, or all I can think of is has to do, because I don't know. Anyhow, I know how I got on that topic. But anyhow, so I'm happy I was able to do what I could do when I could do it. And my mom, toward the end, she was in the hospital a lot. I was her healthcare proxy. So, always in the hospital. My kids would all come and gather around and always be there. We were a close-knit family. Were being the key word. So I was grateful for them all being there for me and gathering around and everything. And, so I think I gave her a good hurrah and then dears, as much as it broke my heart that I couldn't get her out of there. But actually, it's not even, they were the ones that said they would recommend that she does her care at inpatient, because, otherwise she'd be at home taking care of him and she could fall again. So I agreed, because it made sense, because I knew she'd wait on him and then fall again. That would be bad. But anyhow, we remember my mom on this day. We're not going to be able to go there. I told Polly we would try. This was before we have this god-awful weather here that's, almost 90 today? It's unreal. It's fall. Mother Nature, come on. So it's going to be awfully hot. Oops, sorry. I've been very sick all week because of this heat, and there's no way, because my car broke down. There'd be no more Sandy Mom left. No more Sandy, no more me. I would perish in this heat. But my mom knows we love her. We don't have to be there. We prayed for her. We were going to get a little cake, and we were going to celebrate. And because I can't turn on the oven, I would bake a cake, but I don't dare turn on the oven. And it's so hot in my house all night. It's been 78 degrees. Went down to, I think, 65, 64 at night, but it's still hot in here. So, that's that. So maybe we'll just get a cake when it gets cooler, a little cake, or I can make it if it cools down, whatever. But we will celebrate her birthday, Polly and I. Maybe I'll videotape that. We'll see. But thanks for listening. This will be an extra vlog to celebrate my mom. and the wonderful woman she was to take me in when my birth mom couldn't take care of me. And I won't talk about my father. I don't want to ruin this video. Not that my father is bad, but it's about my mom. So, Mom, I love you. I miss you. I hope you're in heaven having a good time, drinking your delicious that you love Maxwell House coffee. Every time my cousin came to visit us, he brought her Maxwell House coffee, and he brought me my bean soup that I love that they had in their store that we didn't have here. Oh, how I miss him too. He's up there with you celebrating. He died way too early. And everyone's up there. The grandma I never saw, my grandpa who lived till his late 90s, and everybody pretty much is up there. So I hope you're having a good time with your coffee and your family and your friends and celebrating your birthday well. Polly and I will remember you today, and she loved the nice hot weather, so it's fitting we'll remember her. So for now, I hope you like this video, at least for my mom. But if you don't, you don't. But anyhow, I just want to share this with you. Thanks if you got this far. Don't forget to subscribe, like, hit the notification bell. Share our video, please. We're trying to grow our channel. Be kind to people. You don't know what they're going through. Pay it forward if you can. And be the reason someone smiles. As hard as it was making this video, I took many takes. I wanted to put it up today. So this will be an extra video. Thanks for watching, and if you don't have your moms anymore, I'm sorry. If you do, love them up because you are lucky. Bye for now.